Hello everyone, my name is Lorthorn. Welcome back to Potion Craft. We are currently making Philosopher's Salt and are 1, 2, 3, 4 potions away. Oh my goodness, Kaloo. Right, I remember looking at this one now, so I have to go Curse first. Or Inspiration first. Anyways. One or the other is the way to go next. Curse or Inspiration. Because it goes from Inspiration to Flight to Charm to Boom, then all the way to Curse, which is sort of a snug little climb through here, I think. A little cuddle through this thing here can get us there. Can also do a little cuddle through here and to here, well, to here, and this would lead to there as well, so I think I'll just go through there. So let's start by making the way up to Inspiration through here, I think. This is a very clean route I can take by using the Bloom Magic Flower Arcanum. So 1 Arcane Flower, and then 2 Arcane Flower. Whoa, that's a little crazy. And then can't use a 3rd flower, but if I go grab some wind, I can use the Shadow Candelabra. There's a nice thin point there. Or I could sweep through, but I think I'm just going to jump up and then drop down, because I've got a lot of Cloud Crystal built up. So, Feather Bloom might be a little risky, so we'll just use the good old-fashioned Wind Bloom. Now we can use a Feather Bloom to go to here. I want to go up that way now, though. And this grasping root is perfect for that. If I need to, I'll be able to pull with a little bit of water. And then this Cloud Crystal should do me just fine. So now we stir. And I think I have enough margin for error on all sides so that I can avoid any troubles that might come in my way. Look at that fine specimen of a potion I'm making. Some nice, good stirring motions back and forth. Get some of that circular motion. There we go. Everything's great. Everything's looking jovial. Bam! Right up into it. And then, let's see. Just a Wind Bloom. And Grasping Root, a doot, and one of those. I said one of those. And away we goes. And that is 1 level of Inspiration inspired. All younger generations shall look to this day and go, wow, golly, mister. And I'll go, yes. Yes, indeed. Now then, the best way to proceed is down. Down and choose the left, though. So, go to right about there. And then look at that, we got 59 of these Earth Pyrite. Looks like a cookie, tastes like dirt. Oh, did they add names to all of them? Mushroom. This mushroom's quite bitter. There, maybe not. No, mushroom's still just mushroom. Goblin. Dried saddle. I haven't read all of them, so that's the thing. Thorny and ouchy. Yeah. So a lot of them have descriptions, some of them don't. And yeah, the version hasn't changed. I'm still playing 1.5. I mean 0.5. Either way. 0.555. Am I really... You know what? I was about to think to myself, am I really that lazy? And then I realized, yes I am. this game has taught me anything about myself by playing. You know, you can learn some things about yourself by playing video games. This game has taught me that I am lazy even if I'm enjoying myself. Which I don't know if that's a good trait. And the problem is I'm not actually that lazy, I just really don't like putting abundant amounts of efforts into things, you know? Or rather, if there's an easier way, I'd rather do it the easier way. I think is a more fair way to put it. Okay, yeah, so we got the wings, now we need the heart, we need the explosion, and then the curse. What a mixing, changing, crazy swoon of emotions we're going to be getting from this potion. Golly, mister. Golly. Okay. And we can go over here if we want to. We can leave our friends behind. And if we use Magma Morels, they'll give us a nice kick of Magma Morels. I think that's divine. Not all plans work as we want to. Don't quite go where we think they should. But that's okay. We'll be out of this world and we'll surprise them with a big Kahoot. And they'll say, "Hey, have you learned your languages today? If not, that's a real shame. The owl will eat your face. Trust me, it's not a very safe space. Hey." There's a comic where there's these murals, and one of the murals says, "Read or the owl will eat you." I think that's a good motivation. It's also got a terrifying owl on it. Speaking of owls, I have an owl on my wall. It looks like a... what do you call them? It's like a bath mat. I think it actually is a bath mat. However, it's pinned to the wall as an art piece. Which is really weird. It's like a tapestry. It's a felt art piece. But it's not big like a tapestry. It's very strange. And the funny thing is that when I leave this place, this is my childhood bedroom that I'm in right now recording this. It's also the bedroom I sleep in, so it's my current bedroom, childhood and current. But when I leave this place, I'm probably going to be taking that owl with me. I'm not going to leave a lot behind as, "Oh, this was your childhood bedroom, look at all the decorations," because it's changed so much. Now I'm a lad with 2 childhood bedrooms, that's just how wealthy my family is. I'm a real disappointment when it comes to the old money bags, don't you know? But, well, actually, divorce and such things leads to having 2 bedrooms far more often than having a wealthy family, which is the case for me. Anyway, sob story aside. Yes, the bedroom at my mother's house is far more the childhood bedroom now, because it hasn't gone through changes. This room I'm in right now has gone through so many changes. Other people have stayed in it besides me for long periods of time, whereas the bedroom at my mom's house has basically only ever been me. I mean, my brother used to stay in there, but then I kicked him out of that room. It became my room, and he got a new room, which, well, bigger, didn't have as nice colors. And being the baby of the family, I got all the good stuff, so I got the nice room, whereas he got the new cold room, banished to the addition of the house. And I kept the room that used to be his childhood room. Which, that just seems fair, doesn't it? Insert WandaVision meme here, I suppose, if you're so inclined. That will do. Yes. Well, it's an odd one. And thinking about moving out of this room, I mean, goodness gracious me, trying to move even right now, like, what a concept to even think of having the capability to do so. It might actually be better just thinking out loud here to try to use this thing. Yeah. But yeah, moving out is just so difficult at the time and place of recording to think of it money-wise. Like, it's ain't cheap. Let me say that. I can give you that for free, but everything else you have to pay a premium to hear about. Is the kind of the way that the world is not. Alright, well, hopefully this won't murder itself. Oh yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Yes, it's actually expensive to be a person today. You know, costs a lot of money. And so it's like, yeah, I'd love to move out, but current situation rent-wise and all that stuff. Oh boy. Makes it really real at the moment. Even just thinking about that in such simple terms. Really, really real. I bet this sentiment strikes home with a lot of people, and it'll probably keep striking home for quite a few years after this recording. To that extent, if YouTube's still even a thing, or the internet, or me as a person. You never know. Or if people even still watch. We can't always know. We can't always know. I do like that one. That's a fun color. Okay, look at that, look at that. 3 more to go. Well, I guess that's it for today. I gotta squeeze what I can out of this. 5 more episodes. Well, I guess 4 more episodes. Well, I could do 5 more episodes, doing this one, then this one, then this one. Then putting the Philosopher's Stone in. Then the finale. Pulling the lever. No. No, I'm not doing that. That is a little bit silly. A little bit silly. Is there bowl and explosion in Oil Land? Let's find out. Because if there's bowl, it'd be... No, so there's no bowl and explosion in Oil Land. Oh, okay. Right then. Heart. We need a little bit of heart. Okay. So we got the heart. Now we need Explosion Bowl Magic Shield Grow. Explosion Bowl Magic Shield Grow. Well, Explosion Grow. So Explosion Bowl Grow. And Magic Shield's all the way over there. Christ on a bike. I think... Seems ridiculous to try to worm my way through that. Because if I even get up is such... I'll have to climb all the way back, won't I? Anyways. Is now or then. So, let's do it now. As figuring out the path with the mana flowers is... it's doable. You know, on a mental, emotional, spiritual level. As the kids these days seem to think of things, it is quite doable. I don't know, actually. Am I a kid still these days? Am I hip with it? Am I jiggy? Am I one of the guys or one of the kids? Telling my fellow kids. At time of recording, I am 23 years old. People seem to think that my mental... Not my mental maturity, but mental maturity of the young adult is not all there yet. So, who can say for certain about such paths that we take? But methinks that they would be surprised. Indeed. Indeed, indeed, indeed. They would be surprised. Proselytizing. Yes, that's a good word. Proselytizing? I don't even know what I'm saying. The point being that no one does. No, that's not the point being. The point being that when... Yeah, the actual point being, when are you an adult in a world of adults who are older than you? Because there's this feeling that you never grow up. And it's not like, oh, I never grew up, I'm such a child, tee hee, look at me picking my nose. No. No. The point that... Now, my brother said this, and it's kind of dark, but I kind of agree with him too, is you grow up... This is for men anyways. You grow up when your father dies. And it's because you have to. And there's probably other ways to grow up, but that's one that I think a lot of people experience to a certain point. Because even now, I still have my father. Now, my father seems to be in his midlife crisis, which is quite a ridiculous one, I must say. I mean, he can have it. It's his to do. But in some ways, I want to say, get a grip, man. Like, seriously, get a grip. But then again, personal family matters. He has had a chaotic life, and I can excuse that. He's not fully responsible for the life he's lived, as no one is, as there's many factors, but how he continues to act is not always what I enjoy the most. What to it, though? It is what it is. And it's not too much of a concern, and it doesn't affect me as much as it could, or affect many people as it could, as not only am I resilient, but it's not even that bad. Now, that being said, I've screwed up. Luckily, we have ways to fix that. Oh, shoot. And that's what we get for, so to say, impatience. Okay, luckily, we have ways to fix this. Expensive ways, but still ways. And now we need to decouple ourselves. There we go. Okay. Yes. Now, it's weird, though, when you watch your father have his midlife crisis. I mean, it's probably weird when you see anyone have their midlife crisis, but especially your father. Especially your father. Because you don't quite know what to do. Let me tell you, it's a strange thing. Very strange thing. I think midlife crisis even come partly, I think for men, I don't know about for women, but I think the midlife crisis for men comes from them feeling like they haven't done enough with their life because they've lived it in a certain way, which then they realize they didn't get to do what they want to do. However, they don't actually know what they want to do because they haven't been doing it for the past 30 years. And so it tends to make a person go completely off the rails, from what I can tell. And it's not like, oh, I'm so crazy now. It's more of... it depends really on the purpose and what person, what they want, and what the purpose of it is. And this is definitely in general. Like, part of it comes from my experience and my observations. I could be completely wrong here. But it seems to me that partly it comes from people not doing with their life what they should have done or what they want to do, and part of it also comes from the actual fact of never growing up, which is a funny thought because it's talking about when do you grow up. But yeah, midlife crisis partly does come from not growing up, because there's a certain amount of acceptance in the world, but also shaping your life in the way you want it to be shaped. And sometimes life gets out of hand and it doesn't take the shape you want. And so you can accept it and keep on moving, because that is quite easy. Or you can completely change it. But it's hard to do a complete change, especially for those around you, when you've already lived a life to the extent of the life that you shouldn't have been living. And so the midlife crisis is the observation, more accurately, of the people around the person having the so-said midlife crisis, which is them trying to figure out what they should be doing with their life, or as you're used to them doing something completely different with said life. So is the crisis for the person, or is it a crisis for the people? I think it's a mix. I think sometimes it's a crisis for the people, but also it's a crisis for the person. Now for the person, it's like, oh, you're not doing what you used to do. You should be doing this, and that's because you do develop responsibilities over time. But other times it's, no, this is what this person should have been doing all along, and they haven't till this point. And that's when it gets strange, and the judgment therein lies of, well, do you change because other people or not? Now, I think that no one has any right to you personally. Each person individually has their own rights and responsibilities entirely to themselves, and then they, through choice of their own merit and design, put responsibilities on themselves for other people, so they said choose. Now, some people think you should never put your responsibility for other people onto yourself, and I can understand where they come from there, but you can also choose without destroying yourself to help other people. Although a lot of actual literature and psychology and thoughts on that is you really shouldn't even do that. You should only ever do things in a way that do good for your own sake. Which, is odd, and maybe me going, and disagreeing with it is the way that I'm raised. And it's not like, oh, be evil, be selfish. That's not the statement. But do work in your own self-interest before all other self-interests is more the idea there. How do I save Audacity default to 81? It keeps going to 71 for some reason. I don't check when I start. It's like, oh no, he's going to speak about those things again. Gotta stop him. So this starts at horror and proceeds henceforth. Do I have a horror potion made? I feel like I do. I can actually make quite a few of them, so I'm going to continue from there. Yes, so it starts at horror. And even those have funny jaunty angle, we'll keep it that way, because why not work with a funny jaunty angle? And now we have to get to invisibility and flight from this jaunty angle. So, water will be one of the deals that we take here. So, 1 water. Do I want to go 2 water? Or do I want to come down through here, then go through here, then go through here? Or do I want to go over the top, then back through? I think coming down here is the most sensible method. Especially if I can use one of these to do it. Because if I get that, then I have all this to work with here, right? So this is a pretty straightforward, good, simple path to take. It is the path to take. And let me just make sure I'm getting this right. It is definitely, yes, is invisibility, flight, necromancy, horror, curses, which do line up to a certain extent. And thematically as well. Right. So, then I can spiral around here, go back to water. I think just use these. Honestly, they do the job quite nicely. And then one of those will do, mixed with one of these into that. Then we can turn it around again with that there leading into that. Alright. Now I just don't have to mess up and accidentally forget to blow the bellows at one point. And if I can collect flight along the way, that will be the perfect plan completed. And if not, well then I'm a dingus and I get what I'm getting, don't I? Alright, let's just collect the flight now. And now through the warp. Need to make our way over to invisibility. We'll use cold chill leaves to swoon along there. And add invisibility to the mixture. And drab it out a bit. We'll use that to continually... Oh! As you dilute in the water solution, it slowly rotates back to a form without the solvent. Well, isn't that interesting? Look at that. The path slowly corrects. Well then, I have to mute it out then, don't I? Now the best path forward would be the classic route of the Necromancer to take through the Grave Road. That's not the Grave Road. We've also got a lot of Grave Truffles, so let's use them to get me my Necromancy. Now these are actually quite good for plunging through the plumbing of death, I must say. They really do just take the path you need them to take to a certain extent. And then they sort of have this rictus coffin-esque shape to them, which is very good. I need to go low though, I don't have enough life salt, so we will need to dilute at one point here. Right before the end. Right before the end of it all. But that shall not be a difficulty untowards or unduly for us. Okay, there we go. And one final use, I think, or hope of the plague. Scumble. And then a pierce, sharp and precise, of a fire crystal. With perhaps a careful jaunt downwards, if such a thing can be achieved by me. Careful now, careful now, careful now. We don't want to mess things up now, do we? There we go, easy does it. The path best lying ahead is the path taken. And we get that one. Satisfactory. And now all roads lead to Rome. The gem. Oh, by price. Isn't that interesting? So these are the most expensive. The Fable British Smith. Apparently worth quite a bit. I'm probably going to be using 2 of those. But I'm also going to carefully curate my way into the corner of the heart of this. And then... Ooh, look at that. Very nice. Like making tea, and these are the sugary crumpet bits. As you can tell, I don't know tea. Well, actually I do know tea, but crumpet is completely unrelated to the subject matter here. I'm actually a connoisseur of the tea. Yes, tea is good. Tea is very, very good. Now we must climb. And the best way to climb is on the clouds. You can get up so high and fall so low. I think I'll use a fire crystal for this, but first a morel into a fire crystal. And that's a nice even break for the path we wish to take. Alright. And off and away we go. We have Vested Necromancy and Curses. A Tale of Necromancy and Curses. Ooh, Necromantic Curse. That's a good one. You may wonder at these ramblings, and you may not, but I shall never tell. Thinking of the title for the video. Necromantic Curse. Which this very much is. This is like the ghost potion. But calling it the Necromantic Curse definitely tickles me. It's very teehee. The Scream. Saving potion. And where did we put the Necromantic Curse? Right there. Right on the stopper that goes into the heart. And with that, I think I will dabble in a bit of trickery this day. And we shall end it next time. So as for now, thank you very much for watching. And I'll catch you when that comes around. So, goodbye.